Hey guys, it's Ruby and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm currently on half term this week, so I'm taking Jilz to a midweek competition and we are going to be doing the PSG. However, we've got a few things to do first. I'm currently having my pretty standard, boring breakfast. I usually have porridge in the morning and just some juice. And then we're going to go out. I've got my 4-year-old lolly to ride. And then we'll do some final prep for, going to the competition. That includes like packing the lorry, plaiting Jilz, cleaning my boots, all of that. And yeah, then we'll be competing. So this is Lolly, our 4-year-old, if you haven't seen the YouTube video of us introducing her. And she's definitely a mare that loves the camera and loves attention. She's very, very sweet. Chill, baby. Alright, let's get you actually ready. We need to stop faffing, Lolly. We actually need to get on with the day. Good girl. I'm actually quite impressed as well. Can we just take a second to realise how matchy I am as well? I was just noticing that and I was very proud of myself this morning. We're going for the purple theme. Got the Lemure Damson, Samshell breeches and the Petri, but that's just outfit goals at the end of the day, isn't it? Even Lolly approves. Here you go. Back up. One thing about Lolly, we're just joking about that actually, every time you come in to get her in the stable, she always has so much bird poo over her rug. And everyone replies, "Go, Ruby, that's so lucky." I'm starting to feel a bit bad for the horse because I feel like she is just being aimed at because she's the weakest link. But the poor horse just keeps getting pooed on. But hopefully it'll be lucky. Yeah, it's just always all over her. Come on then, let's get you under the lights. Good girl, instant. Stand, good girl. You're alright. She's still not a massive fan of the spray. We've made a lot of steps forward in her training, but she's still not a massive fan of the spray. But she must lie down all the time at night. She always has so many shavings in her tail, and it makes her tail absolutely filthy. So she's kind of got to get used to it. Good girl, well done. It's got ants in your pants. Got ants in your pants. Good girl. Then do your forelock. Oh my, we're just so beautiful. So beautiful, it's okay. I know. We're so beautiful. So Lolly was absolutely mega. She had a little bit of extra energy, which I love because it shows she's really enjoying her work. And it's nothing nasty. It's just she just wants to get going, and I love that feeling because then she flies. I'm about to lose my camera woman because my mum's going to ride her horse Alvira. So I'm going to pop into the house, have a little bit of a chill. And then we're going to move on to the rest of the day, which is getting, cleaning my boots, packing the lorry, and getting going with Jilz. We've got a whole day ahead of us. Okay, so the next job of the day now is just to kind of get everything together. It's actually been quite busy in the house because I'm competing against my dad this afternoon, so we're both competing, which makes it really, really busy. And this is actually the first time I've ever competed against my dad, so we'll get onto that one in a bit. But right now I'm just cleaning my boots. I actually have a lot of, questions on what boots I ride in. I ride in the Petri boots. I have black ones for competing, and you would have seen on my socials I also have navy and brown ones for trainings because I'm a very lucky girl. What I really, really like about these boots is the painting, because you'll see in a second how easy they are to keep clean, because everyone's like, oh my god, your boots are so shiny, how do you keep them clean? Well, that's a secret for in a second. So basically what I do is I just start with a damp cloth, just kind of giving them a bit of a wipe over. They're actually not too dirty. But we just want to get them nice. Get all that grub off. So yeah, okay. And then this is kind of like the secret trick now to, like, they're already very shiny because of the painting, but then we like to put on this lac polish on the top. It's now, okay, right, we've got to listen here. This is super important that you don't put this on the inside of your boots. You don't want it here because it'll make your boots way too slippery to ride in. And it only really works on the paintant boots, but what will happen is it just really buffs them up and makes them really shiny. This is like the most satisfying process, because me and my mum have like the biggest pet peeves ever, that when people ride really beautiful horses but then they have really dirty boots. So yeah. Okay, right, it's all coming together a little bit now, and it just gives it that extra little bit of shine, and it's so easy. Look at that, and then you just rub it and buff it in some circles. And look how easy that is. Beautiful. Okay, so quick little checklist, because we are currently running very late because I've got to go out and plait, and I am not the quickest person in the world at plaiting. But, so we have got the Wiz earpieces on charge, we've got the boots, spurs, hat, stock, gloves, hair for later, and then we've also got my absolute baby. This is my Sam Shield tailcoat, and can we just take, I know we're running late, but we've got to take a second just to appreciate how gorgeous this is. This is my second time competing in this. Like, how is that even like a thing? It's so stunning. But anyways, we are now going to go out, tack up Jilz. We're going to go plait up Jilz, make it all ready for the show, come back in, get changed, and then we're off. Okay, so I'm just going to start reversing the lorry back. So we're ready to pack up all the kit. So yeah, I've got to be careful not to crash my mum's favourite child, aka the Fiat lorry. I actually hate this part. Oh, maybe that's too far. A little bit forward. Nailed it. So, getting the lorry open, we have to make sure, this is actually really easy to forget, is reopening the windows to keep the horses cool. This is the job that my dad's amazing at, but none of the rest of us can reach, and it's putting the windows up at the top. But this just means that the horses can have a bit more air while travelling, which is super duper important. And we will do the back windows as well. Come around here. This is the back of the lorry, which actually has a lot of room. We've already got the saddle and bridle in here. These hooks are super duper useful. So in here, we've got the whites. We've got the mule saddle pad with her number already on it, which is number 17. We've actually just swapped her into a gel pad, so we've got this in here. Really important we don't drop this, because I have learnt my lesson beforehand and they are not very easy to clean. Because it's getting really cold, we also have a quarter sheet just for while walking and some white boots. Jilz actually has very diddy legs, so we have very small boots. As you can see, we also have the custom saddle up here. As you can see, it's on these little saddle hooks, and we've got 2 of those in the lorry, and they're absolutely great because they can just slide up and slide down. That's what we kind of love about this lorry, is the fact it's so easy to use. We've also got the steps here, because as dressage riders we're not very good at leg ups. I'm more so good at it because of my vaulting days. We always keep a grooming kit in here, also some first aid just in case, you never know what's going to happen. A broom because my mum's a bit of a neat freak. Obviously some whips, and you know, some shampoo and bits and bobs, and obviously Jill's favourite for afterwards, the Naff minty treat. She's very picky, she does not like sugar or polos, but these she absolutely loves, which is brilliant. So yeah, the next thing we just have to do to finish off the job is put a hay net in there. There's already shavings in the back, which is brill, and then it's actually getting onto the horse. Good. So we're now plaiting up Jilz. Jilz has quite a thin mane, and in dressage typically you have quite big kind of golf ball plaits, and of course we kind of want that look, but I tend to do more plaits on Jilz's mane, because otherwise as it gets a bit thinner they look a bit funny. So I aim to do, you know, a few more smaller plaits. I think it's really important as well when you're parting the mane, try and get your plaits about the same size. So you kind of measure them out, and also when you kind of make this draw down the line to part it, make sure you have a really crisp parting, just because it makes the plaits look, you know, a little bit cleaner and a little bit nicer. I like to obviously put them into all these parts before I then start the just the braiding process, really. I'm quite pickety with my plaits, so I take a long time with this process. You get some people who can plait up in 10 minutes. That is definitely not the case for me. But we've got the solarium lights now on for Jilz, so she can just chill. She's actually, I'm very lucky, the girls have given her a bath this morning, which is very nice, because we've just come back from our GB training camp a few days ago, so it's nice for that little refresh. So I'm very lucky there, and that also means she has got a nice clean mane. I also would not advise putting mane and tail spray in your horse's mane unless you want to make your job very, very, very difficult. Sometimes it's actually almost easier to plait with a slightly greasier mane, just to keep that grip. It's the same as, you know, plaiting people's hair, you know, when you have a slick back day and stuff. So yeah, this is just to start the plaiting process, really. Okay, we're now on to the actual plaiting process. What I like to do is obviously plait down. I put an elastic band on, but then also what you do next is you tuck up this like kind of leftover bit. As you can see here, it's tucked up, and what I'll do is I'll use this bit of hair, twist it back underneath, and then put an elastic band so it ends up looking like that. So when you go to roll up your plait, there's just not that leftover bit of hair, and it just hides it way easier. It's really important when you're plaiting, which is what I'm very good at, is you've got to do it really, really tight to make it look really neat. I'm not the best at doing it tight, but we're getting there. So yeah, and then we just go along and basically do that over and over and over again. What I also use is the NAF Plaited Up. This basically works like kind of like a hair gel, like a human hair gel, or like what you'd use to literally slick back your hair, and it does the exact same thing. So Jilz has a lot of baby hairs, and you just put this on before you start your plaiting process, and as you can see, it just really gels all those hairs down, but then also it makes the mane a little bit more grippy for you plaiting wise, which is absolutely perfect. Making sure I get that crisp cut in between, and just like so, and it just makes the plaits look, you know, that bit neater, and just more professional really. You know, if you want to do well, you've got to try and look the part and fake it until you make it really. So for dressage plaits, some people use rubber bands to roll their plaits and put them in, but actually here we like to use a needle and a thread, just because we feel like it makes the plaits a little bit tighter, and they're just a little bit nicer, make a bit of a nicer shape, and they're much, much easier to do. So how you use the needle, we use a very, very blunt needle, because obviously you do not want to be poking your horse, because that's not very nice to them. And then you make your thread into a loop like so, putting it through the needle, and then you come to your plait. I like to put the needle through the bottom here, obviously where you've rolled up the bottom bit of mane. It's usually below your rubber band there. And then what we do is we come in with the scissors. Not all people do this, but I like to, and just cut this little bit of leftover thread. When I'm, you know, cutting my thread, I like to give myself quite a lot, just in case, you know, if you've got a plait which isn't quite working your way, you want to leave yourself enough room to work with it and not be running out of thread. Then you bring your needle back behind the plait. Oh, it's okay, Jilz. Back behind the plait, pulling it through and folding your plait in half. Then I like to come back down through the plait again. And then this time, when you go back through the plait, you roll it up with it. There we go. Obviously, you'll see that my thumb's in the way, but I like to use my thumb for security for the plait. And you can kind of, you know, use your fingers to be able to shape the plait wherever you want it to go. Obviously, in dressage, we like kind of golf balls, so we like to squash our plaits, and basically you just keep going up and down until your plait kind of gives the shape that you want, but also is tight enough, because obviously you don't want your plaits falling out. So making sure, it's really important that when you go up and down, you're really pulling that thread through, so you're not losing excess thread, and making that loose. And like so, you've got your plait. As you can see, I've done 2 now on Jilz's mane, and I think you're starting to see that, you know, if I made my plaits really big, they'd probably look a little bit weird on Jilz's mane because they're quite thin. Her mane's quite thin, but as you kind of go down her mane, I make them a little bit thicker, and then you kind of go a little bit smaller, so they're quite keeping the same shape. I am now fully dressed in all my competition gear, with my hair done also by my lovely mum, because my hair is so thick and so long, it's really, really hard to do. So yeah, and basically the fit I've got on today, so this is the first time I've actually worn a long sleeve shirt. This is from Sam Shield, really, really pretty. And then we've also got the Sam Shield jodhpurs. I really love the detailing of just all the little crystals. It's such nice details and it looks really, really elegant. And then we're just gonna cover it up with the Lamille jumper, as it is absolutely freezing outside. So we're booting up Jilz now, ready to go. And we've got Hannah here, who is doing a work experience here.
Yeah.
And she's also coming to the show with us, and this is your first show with us, isn't it?
It is. I'm very excited.
Perfect. So, what's your time been like working here? Like, literally putting you on the spot.
It's been very interesting. I'm quite starstruck by all the horses, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Meeting all these famous horses. But no, it's been really interesting.
Yeah.
I love the yard. It's so beautiful,
Yeah.
clean and organised. So, yeah, it's nice to work here.
And what are you doing within your work experience? Because I actually don't know very much about that work experience side. So what's involved with it?
Well, I basically would quite like to be a competition groom.
Yeah.
So I thought coming here would get me the experience I need for that. So yeah, it'd be good.
Oh, perfect.
It's my second
Jilz.
year. So last year I was at Jill in Broadway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a bit of a step up here. But
Yeah.
it's a good experience.
Yeah, no, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
I will put your skills to the test today, I guess, without putting you on the spot. You put it on, basically, you want this bit to be around, basically covering the overreach bit. It kind of can throw you off a bit because the overreach bit's there.
Yeah.
And then you kind of want to wrap it as tightly as you can without suffocating her leg.
Okay,
and you kind of want it a bit there. You don't want it below the overreach boot because obviously it's probably going to slide down a bit while travelling.
Yeah.
More with the back boots, I like to put them a little bit higher because obviously she has her funny before she, oi, excuse me madam, you can't have all the attention. When she walks, she does quite a funny walk behind with the travel boots because she's like, oh, it's on. So that's when I'd probably put them a little bit higher like there because I know they're going to slide down. So basically what you did with the front boot was perfect for the back boot because I know that's then going to slide down to about there and cover her foot to protect it once she's got on the lorry.
Yeah, so fine.
And then I think that one will go on the front. Yeah, there you go. And then nice and tight, there you go, perfect. And basically as tight as you can go because that padding's going to protect her and then it stops it from slipping down too much when she walks.
Yeah.
Good girl. Up we come. Good girl. Hi, hi, hi. Good girl. I know, we're going. Boom shakalaka. Yes. So we have just got to Solihull now and we've tacked up Jilz. It is absolutely freezing, so I'm definitely wishing I brought a slightly thicker coat. Jilz has now got her boots and her saddle on and she's munching away on her hay. And I'm just putting my gear on now. Got my lovely polished boots from earlier. And then it's just going to be a case of putting her bridle on and getting raring to go. My dad's also arrived. He's competing his stallion that he rides called Morricone, and like I said earlier, he is in my class. The first time I've ever actually competed against him, so you know, but he's got, let's just say, a few more years on me experience-wise. So it'll be all good. And yeah, like they say, it's definitely a family affair. Okay, we'll do the debrief in a bit because we are technically on the F1 pit stop. We've got Maeve and Hannah grabbing all different bits and bobs because my dad is in 2 horses and obviously we'd like to watch. So I'm on taking off tack duty. They're on getting thermy and everything duty, and she was fantastic, weren't you? She tried so hard. Okay, Maeve, if I can put on the boots, are you okay to take the saddle? Yeah. Thank you. I'll bring her a little bit closer. Good. Come on, sweetie. And my mum's just here on standby. Oh, do we have overreach boots?
Yes.
Amazing. The good thing about Jilz is she's actually very well behaved. So we can kind of work with her. If I had Nalina here, I would not be doing... Oh, Cracker. Could you imagine if we did this with Cracker? Oh my God, he'd be off. Off. Amazing. Thank you so much. It's okay. Actually, I'll put on my head collar. Oh no, I'm stood in horse poo. This is very chaotic. Thank you. If we put the overreach boots on first, I think that'd be great. Thank you. God, I've never had... Good girl. And up we go, sweetie. Good girl. So my dad, we've got a whisper because he's competing. He is doing the PSG on Morricone the 3rd. So you know, he's coming into his canter halt. This is the exact same test I was doing on Jilz. So yeah, they're looking very, very professional. The best thing about this horse is the swing and the easiness. It always looks so easy. Of course it's not, but it creates a lovely image. Morricone is only 8 years old, I think. He's very young, so he's getting stronger. So he's now coming into the shoulder in, the 8-metre circle and the half pass. These are definitely quite tight lines which come up really quickly. You don't have very much time to prepare at all. This 8-metre circle definitely makes you a bit dizzy because you have to keep turning, but it can really highlight the suppleness of the horse. You know, making sure they're not dropping behind you, because on tight lines like that you have to be, you know, make sure 3/4 of the horse is in front of you, so that really highlights the training. Them coming into the extended trot again. This test, I love how symmetrical this test is. It's very, very easy to remember, which is always a good thing. Okay, so we're now going into the canter work. This starts off with the zigzag, where you half past X, over X, you do a flying change, and then you go back into the half pass into another flying change. Of course, again, these lines are getting steeper as you go up the levels, so it takes a lot of preparation, sitting the horse up for the flying change. This is the first level where in canter the zigzag is introduced. Then you canter around into the canter pirouettes. This is usually my dad's biggest highlight, so no pressure to him. So yeah, it's a half pirouette. Good. And then you come around then into the flying change at sea again. You've really not got very long to prepare for this flying change. It comes up very quickly. Round into then again the second canter pirouette, this time to the right. Like I said, this test is very symmetrical, which definitely helps. And then after this, you then go into your 4-time flying tempies, and then into your 3s. The preparation there, you could just see my dad giving Morricone a half hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those were very clean flying changes. Into the 3s. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 3, 3. 4, 2, 3. Flying change every 3 strides. They were very good. Then we're going to come round into the extended canter. Again, you've got a half halt, collect the canter, and the extended canter is not a case of going faster, but it's letting the canter grow. The stride gets bigger, and you can see this on Morricone that the stride really starts to extend into the half halt from my dad's seat and the flying change. Then down the centre line into the final halt. Well done, Big G. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in the driver's seat because I am driving home. But anyways, the overview of Jilz's test, I think that is the best test I've ever done on her. We had two little blips. We had the last change in the zigzag. We had a little mistake there because she spooked and she got a little bit tight. And then one of my walk pirouettes, but they are one of my pet peeves. So yeah, and we got our 10 Ps, we got everything. I was so happy with the quality and she tried so hard. So yeah, I'm unbelievably proud of her. We got 72.7 and we came just behind my dad in second. But yeah, no, it's such a privilege to ride her, and now we are going to get her home to her dinner and I'm going to drive home, so off we go. This is probably my least favourite part of the day because this is absolutely horrifying. But we've got a precious cargo in the back. I'm so proud of her. I mean, to get a PB, I think that's a PB by literally exactly 2%, which is unreal. And to come away from, you know, GB camp where we had a few mistakes and to completely fix them is so exciting. It's only the beginning now, really. That was gave me so much confidence going into next season, where we'll have a go, you know, at the bigger stuff and see where it goes. But it's also exciting and she's so lovely. She had lots of treats as well. So I am just undoing Jilz's plaits now, and she's got her ice boots on for a little bit of recovery. I am so unbelievably proud of her today. It really feels like we're starting to get everything's starting to click, and she is just the absolute best girl ever. I love her so much. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, tagging along with us on a competition day, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Love ya. Bye.